Cicero, full name Marcus Tullius Cicero, was a Roman statesman, lawyer, philosopher, and one of the most influential figures in the late Roman Republic. Born on January 3, 106 BCE, in the town of Arpinum, Cicero rose to prominence as a skilled orator and writer during a tumultuous period in Roman history. His eloquence and legal expertise led him to become one of Rome's most successful advocates, handling various high-profile cases and gaining widespread fame for his speeches. His oratorical abilities earned him the nickname Prince of Orators. Cicero was deeply committed to the idea of a republican government, advocating for a system of checks and balances to prevent tyranny. He was a staunch defender of the Roman Republic's traditional values and vehemently opposed the rise of powerful individuals, particularly Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony, who threatened republican institutions. Aside from his political pursuits, Cicero was a prolific writer, producing numerous philosophical, rhetorical, and political treatises. Some of his most notable works include On Duties, On the Republic, and On the Laws. Despite his efforts to maintain the Roman Republic, Cicero's political career faced challenges. His opposition to Caesar led to his exile from Rome in 58 BCE, but he returned to prominence after Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE. However, his outspoken criticism of Mark Antony led to his ultimate downfall. In 43 BCE, Cicero was hunted down and killed on the orders of Antony, marking the end of his life and the decline of the Roman Republic. Cicero's writings and ideas continued to influence Western thought long after his death. His works were studied and admired during the Renaissance, and his philosophical ideas found resonance in the development of political theory. History shall remember Cicero as a Roman statesman and philosopher known for his exceptional oratory skills, defense of republican values, and significant contributions to the fields of law, politics, and philosophy. His legacy continues to be remembered and studied as a vital component of Roman history and Western intellectual tradition. A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and carries his banner openly. But the traitor moves amongst those within the gate freely, his sly whispers rustling through all the alleys, heard in the very halls of government itself. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. For what is the worth of human life, unless it is woven into the life of our ancestors by the records of history? What society does to its children, so will its children do to society. More is lost by indecision than wrong decision. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. It will steal you blind. Never was a government that was not composed of liars, malefactors, and thieves. Politicians are not born, they are excreted. When a government becomes powerful, it is destructive, extravagant, and violent. It is an usurer which takes bread from innocent mouths and deprives honorable men of their substance, for votes with which to perpetuate itself. Any man can make mistakes, but only an idiot persists in his error. Within the character of the citizen lies the welfare of the nation. The first duty of man is the seeking after and the investigation of truth. Poor is the nation that has no heroes, but poorer still is the nation that, having heroes, fails to remember and honor them. It is the peculiar quality of a fool to perceive the faults of others and to forget his own. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. The wise are instructed by reason, average minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, and the brute by instinct. Though liberty is established by law, we must be vigilant, for liberty to enslave us is always present under that very liberty. Our Constitution speaks of the general welfare of the people. Under that phrase, all sorts of excesses can be employed by lusting tyrants to make us bondsmen. We learn nothing from history except that we learn nothing from history. A nation can survive its fools, even the ambitious. But it cannot survive treason from within. For the traitor appears not to be a traitor, he rots the soul of a nation. He infects the body politic so that it can no longer resist. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. It is not enough to acquire wisdom, it is necessary to employ it. The higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. A man would have no pleasures in discovering all the beauties of the universe, even in heaven itself, unless he had a partner to whom he might communicate his joys. Do not blame Caesar. Blame the people of Rome who have so enthusiastically acclaimed and adored him and rejoiced in their loss of freedom and danced in his path, and gave him triumphal processions. Blame the people who hail him when he speaks in the forum of the new, wonderful good society, which shall now be Rome, interpreted to mean more money, more ease, more security, more living fatly at the expense of the industrious. The life of the dead is placed on the memories of the living. The love you gave in life keeps people alive beyond their time. Anyone who was given love will always live on in another's heart. A bureaucrat is the most despicable of men, though he is needed as vultures are needed, but one hardly admires vultures whom bureaucrats so strangely resemble. I have yet to meet a bureaucrat who was not petty, dull, almost witless, crafty or stupid, an oppressor or a thief, a holder of little authority in which he delights, as a boy delights in possessing a vicious dog. Who can trust such creatures? Nothing is more unreliable than the populace, nothing more obscure than human intentions, nothing more deceptive than the whole electoral system. People don't know the value of what they have until it is gone. Freedom suppressed and again regained bites with keener fangs than freedom never endangered. Liberty is rendered even more precious by the recollection of servitude. Don't wait till freedom is gone before you enjoy, value, support, protect and make the most of it. It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. I have always been of the opinion that unpopularity earned by doing what is right is not unpopularity at all, but glory. There are two ways to resolve conflicts, through violence or through negotiation. Violence is for wild beasts, negotiation is for human beings. Morals today are corrupted by our worship of riches. They who say that we should love our fellow citizens, but not foreigners, destroy the universal brotherhood of mankind, with which benevolence and justice would perish forever. If we are forced, at every hour, to watch or listen to horrible events, this constant stream of ghastly impressions will deprive even the most delicate among us of all respect for humanity. Let the welfare of the people be the ultimate law. As I give thought to the matter, I find four causes for the apparent misery of old age. First, it withdraws us from active accomplishments. Second, it renders the body less powerful. Third, it deprives us of almost all forms of enjoyment. Fourth, it stands not far from death. To be content with what we possess is the greatest and most secure of riches. I prefer tongue-tied knowledge to ignorant loquacity. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. In a republic, this rule ought to be observed, that the majority should not have the predominant power. A mind without instruction can no more bear fruit than can a field, however fertile, without cultivation.